little chilly out here today.
Yeah, chilly.
You don't matter. Hit over, attack the line. Ready, move. Here we go. Back on your ducks. Back on your ducks.
Finish.
Have a great day. 2 hours. High intensity, high aggression. Who's on three? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Spring practice is in full swing. 3 weeks and 8 practices in, the Cavaliers are striving to improve. While the team is ultimately preparing for the rigors of the 2016 season this fall, not even spring practice is possible without the physical and mental preparation of the strength and conditioning program. Simply stated, it's the physical foundation on which Virginia football is built.
The purpose of our off-season training is to provide the right training for the right athlete at the right time, to make our players the best UVA football players that they can possibly be. The program that we have to run here is unique to the way that Coach wants to run the team here and wants the players to play. And so what we want to do is provide our players and our staff with a physical preparation program that can get them ready to go out and practice the way that they need to practice, and then most importantly, play the way that they need to play.
On move, got your stomach to your left elbow. Ready, move. Good. Build momentum. Flex the quad, relax the hamstring. On move, attack the line. Ready, move. Energy, motivate each other, help each other out. Ready, position. Attack, hit.
Philosophically speaking, what we want to do foundationally is to improve the speed dynamics of our team. So if we can get from point A to point B faster than our opponent, then we'll typically win. And so speed is a primary foundational development aspect of what we're trying to do. And then movement on top of that. So can the guys bend? Can they move? Then we start looking a little bit more specifically at developing special strengths for their individual positions and those types of things. But at the very heart of what we've been trying to do with these guys over the course of the last 8 weeks is to get them faster and get them moving better. Right now it's a luxury because they're not being taxed every single day out on the practice field. The goal with what we're trying to do is they should be a little bit sore after we get done training, but we tell them it's soreness that should resolve through the ready prep. So once they're done warming up, that soreness should be gone and they should feel pretty good with what we're doing in training right now. It's more performance oriented during the in-season period. Right now we still consider a competitive block, so we're not doing nearly as much lower body development with our guys, but what we are doing is more upper body hypertrophy type work or muscle building type work with our guys during this period because they're not being taxed nearly as much as they will during the in-season.
Wintrich and Mendenhall have worked in concert to establish an earned not given mentality. Before players are allowed to practice, they must pass a conditioning test known as the tempo run.
So a lot has been made of the tempo runs and where that's fit. Probably about 2 weeks or 3 weeks into the winter program, Coach Mendenhall came to me and said, I think we need to add a little bit more teeth to this. What do you think if we hold it as a qualifier for practice, earned not given? And I loved that. It's really special to work for a head coach who is willing to give the performance coach and the strength coach that kind of teeth with the program, because a lot of times you have a conditioning test and guys will just run the conditioning test, and if they pass, if they don't pass, they still get to play football. And with Coach Mendenhall, he wanted to make sure that it was something that the guys got to earn. And conditioning is the habit of total effort in our program, and if the guys can't pass conditioning tests, then how can they possibly qualify to play? So I love that we did that. I love that he did that. It really gives teeth to what we're trying to do from a performance standpoint to get the guys in great shape. It's 400 yards for our outside the box guys. It's 300 yards for our front seven guys. It's 200 yards for our O-line and D-linemen. And there's a goal time for each of those and a rest time and a certain volume that they have to run for each of those. So it's just the very most basic level of strength and conditioning. It helps us develop what we call our oxidative or aerobic base. Football is an alactic aerobic sport, so that helps us develop our aerobic base with what we're doing with our football and conditioning. As the athlete evolves in the program evolves as well. And so in our program, an athlete will never have the same off-season conditioning, strength development, human performance program 2 years in a row. The program should always evolve as the athlete's body evolves and adapts. And so that's from a conditioning standpoint as well. So as their energy systems adapt to the training, adapt to the practice structure, we want them to be even better shape the next year and even better shape the year after that. Our guys have done a great job buying into what we're doing from a preparation standpoint, but then looking at what they're being asked to do by Randy Bird, our sports nutritionist. They're making great changes in their bodies, and some of it is noticeable. It's hard when you work with guys every day and you see them every day to notice body changes, but there's a lot of our guys that you look at their bodies, particularly our big guys, you look at their bodies and you're saying, man, your shoulders are wider than your hips now. You look really good. And you can tell the guys are working hard. And then you start looking at the numbers and saying, man, this guy's body fat's changed X number of percent in just the 10-week time that we've been working with him. That's pretty special. And that goes back to our players buying in and doing the right thing the other 22 hours a day that we don't see them. And that's really important and really special with what we're doing with our players. When we got here, we didn't really know how hard the guys would work. We didn't really know if they were going to be resilient, if they were going to try hard, and how they were going to receive what it was we were trying to do. From the moment that we started working with these guys up until we turned them over to the coaching staff, we've been impressed as a performance staff at how hard the guys have worked, how receptive they've been to everything that we're asking them to do. We always want our guys to increase intensity, build momentum as we move forward, and they've done exactly that. We've got a great group of young men in our program, and I'm excited to work with them through the spring, give them a little bit of a break, and then the summertime really get going, because then we'll have even more purpose, because at the end of that, camp starts and then we have our first game, so it'll be exciting.